Hi guys, it's me, Andrea. I'm playing with my GelliPlate today and with my embossing folders here from Crafter's Companion. And what I did was I embossed here some of the watercolor papers, very heavy one, and I get a really deep embossed stuff, and I will use it here on my GelliPlate. So I start with some of my magenta here and have to create a background. It's very simple. A tiny bit of turquoise, but only a tiny bit. I didn't want to have that much. I think I take it off first. Yeah, that's what I did, and then put it on with only a few stains here and there. So, and the main bit would be purple, and that was my purpose for purple. Yeah. So I press in my prints here, or my embossing folder things, take off a tiny bit, and then I print it onto the card. It will be a card actually, and that's what it looked like. I think it's really beautiful. Now that's not what I'm using. I'm using a different one. Sorry, but I will use that later as well. Just got confused. What I do as well is here printing or putting the paint directly onto the embossed stuff and print it then onto the GelliPlate, and that looks really fab. Really like the effect. And print it onto my card. And that's it. Absolutely great. Do it again. I want to have more. And of course, you can use that actually pretty often. At some stage when you go over with the brayer, it will be flatter, of course. But I got a lot out of that. So a bit of pink on top of that, not that much. Didn't want to cover the background up a lot. That's dry, the background, and I waited quite a long time that it's really dry, and then I put the pink on. And what I do now, I wait again to let it sit, and then I take it off, and you will have the dry background then on the card. I could have waited a bit longer, but with the next card I will wait. Isn't that great? I love that background. So I worked a bit more, but I'm not showing it, so nothing different to what I did before. But now I have a different embossing folder here, with some roses on it, and I put some prints on my GelliPlate here. I have in the background a bit of red I worked with, so I left it like this and put on top then that's Titan buff. I like to do it in that way. The background is dry. I put the Titan buff on top, and then my paper, and this time I let it sit for a while, and that worked quite good. Look at the GelliPlate, how clean that is, and look at that print. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love that. I find it so yummy. Absolute great. And I work with that to make my card. Of course, I will cut it to size. Okay, this is one of the leftovers from my embossed watercolor paper, and I cut it out here in a square, go over with some gel medium or acrylic binder, I can't remember, it doesn't matter, it's only to protect it, that I can work with, and that the paint is not getting soaked in so much. Of course, I didn't want to use gesso. I use again little bit of pink, what I had in the background there anyway, dry it, and then I will work with a glazing. It's a glazing. Use black paint, mix it with glazing medium 1:1, put it on and wait. And that's a moment. Yeah, you really need a bit of experiences with that you don't wait too long, that it's too dry, or when it's not dry enough, you remove everything. But that wouldn't be that bad, because you can go on. But when it's too dry, it's done then. But here I only wanted to have the black in the creases, and that worked pretty good. I dried, of course, a bit here and there, go over it. Yeah, I made a mess. I made a huge mess. That's so me. Did you look at my fingers? Okay, rest of the black paint I use here to go around the edges to give the whole thing a frame. And I glued already onto the card. I use for layering it the red. I pick up the red from the card, or try to. It's not exactly the same color, but come on, don't be too fuzzy. I won't be too fuzzy about that, but it looks okay. To me it looks good, and I will do the same with my little thing here. But then I decided it was so, yeah, it was really disappearing into the background, and I thought it might be a good idea to have a little white frame around it, and that's what I do. I lay it on white cardstock, and first I layer the card or the base here on the card. I'm a bit out of frame, sorry about that. But yeah, that's what I do here now. Put it on a white card, cut it to a square again, and that looks so much better. You can see it, but it had its tone in tone, but yeah, separated from the background. So what I wanted a German word, but I didn't want to have this congratulation and birthday thing. You are so restricted by that, aren't you? So that's why I use only a part of a word, and it's the GL. No, it's not U, it's UUCK. So, and that means Glück, and Glück is luck. And that goes always, yeah, like everyone can use luck, and that is really fits to every occasion. That's why I use it. I don't like to have this happy birthday stuff on my card, because, as I said, it restricts you extremely, yeah, to birthday. That's so much better, because these cards, of course, are made in advance, so it's not for a special occasion, and that's why I do it. I glue them down there. When you look at it on the pictures or here on the video, they are not very obvious, but when you see it in live, you can see it. Of course, they are. It's shiny, it's silver, and very visible. You can see it here already. So that's it. That's my finished card, the close up. I thank you a lot for watching, guys. I hope you like it. If so, please leave me a thumbs up and even a comment. Very much appreciated. So thanks again, guys, and I wish you a fantastic time, and I hope I see you soon with my next project. Bye bye.